こんにちは、ハリケーンフットボールです。今回の教材は、クリスタルパレスの鎌田大地に関する動画です。クリスタルパレスはプレミアリーグ第22節で、ウエストハムユナイテッドと対戦し、2対0で快勝しました。久しぶりのリーグでの先発起用となった鎌田大地はフル出場し、ほとんど悪い点もなかった上に、ここ最近見せているような鋭いパスや素晴らしいプレーを多く見せてくれました。今回もバックオブザネストチャンネルからのマッチリアクション動画を切り取っていますが、クリスタルパレスファンも鎌田大地について評価をしていますので、早速動画をチェックしてみましょ
う。What's going on, people? Welcome to the live match reaction. As you can see, Palace with another win. 3-point collectors once again with a comfortable victory away from home against West Ham. Palace 2, West Ham not nil, 0 shots on target. It was that comfortable. If we didn't have Dean Henderson in goal, we would have still won that game. That's how comfortable it was for Palace. But that comes down to the manager. It comes down to the players. We are growing. And for the first time this season, I believe, back-to-back wins. We go above West Ham, 12th place, in touching distance of 10th as well. We're going to be opening up the lines. Well, the lines are already open. There's people already calling into the show. So you can call into the show by clicking on the pinned comment, as well as dropping a like if you do enjoy the content, as well as subscribing. Let's see if we can get over 200 to 250 likes. There's about 100 people already here, and it hasn't even been a minute yet. So I'm going to go through the comments. I'm joined by Mike and Nick. Gents, I'll be honest, that was easy. Like, genuinely, I'm not even trying to take the piss. It was easier than I expected. But as I said at the start, I'll start off with you, Nick. I think it comes down to Palace. I know West Ham were poor, but Palace were amazing. Even the start of the game we can talk about. But just in general, fantastic performance from the boys today.
Yeah, I actually took notes. We had our first shot in a couple of minutes. Eze blasting it over the bar. Kamada involved. He was the one playing the ball through. He was just brilliant today. We looked really confident. Really, really confident. We had the high press on goal kicks, but we weren't pressing the goalie. We were waiting for the ball to be played out to one of their defenders, and then everybody just closed in. They couldn't deal with it. Couldn't deal with it. And the main thing was winning possession back in their half. How many times did we do that? We were just on fire without seemingly getting out of first gear in that first half. It was weird.
Yeah, and this was a squad, Mike, which had Lerma, who's been a starter for us throughout the season, not included. Adam Wharton, once again, wasn't in the squad. And Sarr wasn't meant to be 100%. He had to be subbed off around the 60th minute. You can see the boys are growing in confidence. From the start of the season, when we faced West Ham and lost 2-0 to this game, it's just different. It's a completely different Palace side. We look much more settled, even the subs coming off the bench. The likes of Kamada starting the game in midfield, which I never thought I'll see today, but looking comfortable in that midfield too. You didn't look out of place today against West Ham, both on the ball and off the ball. This side is going places for now, but I don't know where. But it is much more exciting to watch Palace than it was at the start of the season.
Yeah, look, it wasn't easy because West Ham were crap. It was easy because Palace were so assured on the ball and so dangerous off the ball. We knew the moment that Potter decided to try out a new formation that they were going to have a bit of trouble adjusting, and obviously that's why they changed back later on. But we did that to them, and if anything, I thought Kamada was the only one really that wasn't absolutely top form today. Like, he got skinned by Mavropanos at one point, but even he grew into the game as well. And mainly, I'm stunned that Nick's written any notes. That is absolutely amazing. Well done, Nick. That's my main takeaway from today.
Yeah. Right, but I'm going to be controversial here. And I want to see what Mike thinks about this. I'm going to say that Eze was so good today because Kamada allowed him to play further up the pitch and support him. I saw it on one of the social medias. I can't remember which one. Comparing him, the role that Kamada's now playing, albeit it's only been 2 games against Leicester and today against West Ham, that he's almost in a mould of a Cabaye. looking for the balls. The first 10 minutes, the amount of through balls that Kamada played was incredible. And he also did a lot of mopping up. Now, Eza would be back sorting that out, but I think Kamada allowed Eza to go forward. I do agree with you about the competition as well, and also the player on the wavelength. But Sarr, you know, as well, we've got some cracking wingers again.
Look, I'm not gonna paint myself into a corner of being some Kamada disliker. I thought he grew into the game. It just he had his moments and seemed a little bit off the pace compared with everyone else at the start. But I think the main thing Eze had the advantage for was the right side of West Ham's defence and midfield was non-existent, absolutely non-existent for huge swathes of the time. To the point where Mitchell had a metric ton of space for, every time he went forward. So some of the balls that Eze won, he had no right to win whatsoever. So I think Brentford will be a much sterner test for whether we can skillfully play the ball slowly round a team like we have today. And I mean, he's not going to get away with the kind of Rabona he did today, is he? I'd be surprised anyway.
Well, let's put it this way. The only threat I saw from West Ham was Wan-Bissaka, and that says an awful lot. That's how poor they were today.
Yeah. But I do think we made it difficult for them as well, because I do think we were much better out of possession than we were, especially against Leicester in the first half, where the press was off, the intensity was in there. I think the difference today was, yes, the tactics were good, but I think it's the intensity. We started the game fast. We didn't let them get into the game. And we controlled it. We controlled it from start to finish, and that's all that matters. That's all that matters. But Roman Esse has been announced, which is a positive. Your thoughts on him, because we haven't done a stream on him due to the fact that it was announced at 9 in the morning.
Well, my uncles or my mum's side of the family, they're all Millwall, so I've heard countless things about this kid. He's like the next big thing. I've had some honest opinions. He likes to dibble dabble a lot. So his decision-making needs to be worked on. He'll hold the ball for too long at times. I mean, but that's what every winger does, don't they, when they're young?
Yeah, exactly. I think he's going to learn. Look, Elise, when he came through the door, he didn't start straight away for Palace. It took appearances off the bench, and then he grew into it. And then eventually he turned out to be the player he is right now. He's got 20 goals and assists, not individually, in total, 20 GA, 10 goals, 10 assists in the Bundesliga. Like, you don't have to, I don't think anyone's expecting him to start straight away, but it's a good player to have off the bench, especially when you have Devaney playing how he is, which is good. And you add Esse there, it just increased competition and it gives us a bit more of a comfort zone, which we didn't previously have. But quickly, looking forward to the next game, Andy. Brentford, can we do it again? 3 wins in a row, or are we getting too greedy?
Well, I think we're getting too greedy. People are not giving Brentford a lot of credit that they actually deserve. They're a very, very solid team. They love to play on the back foot. So, I mean, Glasner's smart enough to work it out. But as long as we sort of hold off from them and let them try and break us down, that's their only weakness.
Yeah,
it's a bit like us back in the day.
Before Glasner came in, we'd have killed for Thomas Frank, wouldn't we, as boss?
Yeah, we would.
He's a great manager. Thomas Frank. But yeah, it won't be easy. But I do think at home, if we can continue this momentum to clean sheets in the last 2 games, I do think we have a chance of beating Brentford. As good as they've been, I think their home form is better than their away form. It's one thing or another. I can't remember. I'm going to search it up. But yeah, they're either very good at home or.
But Brentford for quite a lot of the season had the best home record in the league.
Yeah.
It's fallen away a little bit recently.
Their away record is absolutely dreadful. They're ranked 18th. They've only got 5 points in 10 games, Brentford. So yeah, it's their home record that's pretty much kept them as it is. Their home record is the 3rd best in the league, but their away record is 18th. So it's an opportunity. It's an opportunity for Palace. Our home record isn't particularly great. It's 15th, but we need to change that about. We can't always play away from home. We need to get the Sellers crowd going as well. But Andy, great having you on, and hopefully we catch up with you again soon.
Cheers, guys. Up the Palace.
Up the Palace. Take care. That was Andy having his say. Let's bring on Am I pronouncing this right? Nosa?
Yeah, Nosa. How you doing, guys? You're
How you doing? Win 2-0 away from home, another clean sheet, back-to-back wins. Your thoughts on the game?
Yeah, I was impressed with the result. Obviously, West Ham. I expected better from West Ham overall because they got a new manager. They played okay in the Fulham game. I didn't watch the other game they had. But overall, I'm very impressed with Eze. The defense was solid. Richards, I know he got a lot of critique in the last game against Leicester, but he was solid today. And Kamada off the bench. Kamada starting, solid. And Nketiah had a good cameo. Overall, I was just impressed with Glasner's tactics. I do think that it was a bit harsh and Nketiah not taking a pen, but top scorer just let Mateta take the penalty and we're good to go on to the next game.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I thought the same as well. I was like, let him just have this penalty just to get his confidence up. But Mateta scoring goals, it was a questionable penalty, but it went in. That's what that matters.
That's what matters.
Who do you think chose it?
I don't know if you saw the game, but like when it was leading up to the penalty to be taken, and Nketiah just gave the ball to Mateta straight away.
Yeah, I wonder if they, he had the ball initially, and then that was what was instructed before the game, or whether he said to him, "Look, you're the man in form." Be interesting. By the way, just got to point out, Animal in the chat. Fuck you. Just fuck you, seriously. Carry on.
Just on that, Mike. Remember when Benteke couldn't hit a barn door and he took a penalty and it was shite?
Yeah, I remember that. To be fair, one thing I would say, in as much as I love Mitchell, this game, like, it allowed him to have a lot of time on the ball, and you could see that there was limited creativity from his like offensive play, and it was just a bit frustrating because he got the ball so many times and he didn't know what to do with it sometimes. I feel like when we're against the cosh and we're on the counter, that's when Mitchell is more like, he shows his best. That's why I do think we need another left wing back, because Mitchell was great today overall, but offensively, then we had so many chances to create something. It came on his wing, Eze was releasing him and Kamada was releasing him. It just felt like he had too many touches of the ball and he didn't really know what to do. Are you guys following with that? Do you agree with that?
Well, if you compare him to what Munoz does on the other side, there's a golfing class, a definite golfing class between those things, I think.
100%. But one, I think Nick said as well that Eze, because there was other players allowing him to play, that's why he played better. Like Kamada starting today. No disrespect to the other midfielders or other wingers, but he's a technical player. Everyone knows he's a technical player. It just hasn't got it rolling for him. Like when he was playing with Elise and Wharton last season, every game you can see the output, the not even the goal and assist, just the way he was playing. It was entertaining, to say the least. Eze was entertaining today. I know he's getting goals and assists in the past 5 games, but he was actually enjoyable to watch. He wasn't strolling and everything. My friend, he went to the last Leicester game, and he said, like, Eze was playing as if, like, he's doing us a favour, and he's not a Palace supporter, but today it was just totally different. Maybe it could have been the signing that just, he's got a bounce in his step now, I don't know. But Eze, I was really impressed with Eze. This is what we saw with him, Elise, Wharton last season, and I was just impressed with the team overall, man, especially Richards and Kamada.
Yeah, and you made a very good point there. As I said at the start of the show, Wharton is not there. Lerma is not included. Decore didn't even come off the bench. This Palace squad can play better. Well, in theory, we've got better players.
次は解説です。数人は何を言っているのか非常に聞き取りにくい人もいますが、基本的にはロンドンあたりのアクセントなのだろうと思います。一部よくわからなかったところは諦めてしまっていますので、あらかじめご了承ください。今回はイディオムや比喩的表現も多かったですので、独特な英語の表現をお楽しみください。それでは解説です。
It was easy because Palace were so assured on the ball.
アシュアは保証する、安心させる、確実にするという意味を持ち、主に相手の不安を取り除き、確信を与える際に使われます。類似表現には確保するという意味のエンシュアや再び安心させるという意味のリアシュアがありますが、それぞれのニュアンスには微妙な違いがあり、アシュアは特に人を対象に心の不安を取り除き、信頼を築くために適した表現です。
It was easy because Palace were so assured on the ball. It was easy because Palace were so assured on the ball. He got skinned by Mavropanos at one point.
ゲットスキンドは主にサッカーなどのスポーツで使われる表現で、相手に簡単に抜かれるや突破されるという意味で、特に守備選手が攻撃側の選手にドリブルやフェイントで圧倒される状況を指し、技術やスピードの差を強調する際によく使われるフレーズです。日常会話では、ひどい目に遭うや損をするといったニュアンスで使われることもあります。
He got skinned by Mavropanos at one point. He got skinned by Mavropanos at one point. Mainly, I'm stunned that Nick's written any notes that.
ビーストンドは驚く、衝撃を受ける、呆然とするという意味を持つ表現で、予想外の出来事や感動的な場面、ショックなニュースに接した時に使われます。驚きや衝撃を受けて一時的に動けなくなるような状態を表すこともあれば、言葉を失う状況にも適しています。ポジティブな場面にもネガティブな場面にも使える汎用的な表現です。
Mainly, I'm stunned that Nick's written any notes. Mainly, I'm stunned that Nick's written any notes.
That he's almost in a mold of a Kabai, looking for the balls.
インナモルドーブは何々の方に当てはまる何々と同じタイプであるという意味の比喩表現で、特定の人物や特徴を例に挙げ、それに似たスタイルや性質を持つことを示します。このデザインはクラシックスタイルの型を踏襲しているというように、物やデザインに使うこともあります。特定の基準や特徴を持つものとの類似性を強調する際に便利です。
That he's almost in a mold of a Kabai, looking for the balls. That he's almost in a mold of a Kabai, looking for the balls. That he also did a lot of mopping up.
モップアップは文字通りには拭き取るや片付けるを意味しますが、比喩的に残りを処理する、危険を取り除くといった場面でも使われます。例えば、サッカーでは守備的な動きに使われることも多く、日常会話では後始末を指すこともあります。多用途な表現で日常やスポーツの場面で頻繁に使われます。
He also did a lot of mopping up. He also did a lot of mopping up.
Yeah, I'm not gonna paint myself into a corner of being some.
Paint myself into the corner は文字通りには隅に自分を追い込むという意味で、比喩的には自ら選択肢を狭めてしまう、困難な状況に陥ることを指します。ペンキ塗りの際に部屋の隅へ逃げ場がなくなる状況を表現しており、選択肢を狭めたり、不利な立場に立たされることへの警戒を表現する際に便利です。
Yeah, I'm not gonna paint myself into a corner of being some. Yeah, I'm not gonna paint myself into a corner of being some absolutely non-existent for huge swathes of the time.
スウェーズは名詞では広い範囲や帯状の広がりを指し、動詞では包むや覆うという意味を持ちます。景色や状況を描写する際に便利な表現で、日常から文学的な表現まで幅広く使用されます。発音はスウェーズですが、地域によって微妙に異なる場合があるため注意が必要です。
Absolutely non-existent for huge swathes of the time. Absolutely non-existent for huge swathes of the time. So I think Brentford will be a much sterner test for.
スターンは厳しい、厳格なという意味を持つ形容詞で態度や規則の容赦なさを強調する際に使われ、引き締まった態度や感情を表現します。名詞としては船を、つまり船のお尻部分のことを指しますが、形容詞としての使用が一般的です。同義語のストリクトやファームと比べて、より威厳を感じさせるニュアンスが特徴です。
So I think Brentford will be a much sterner test for. So I think Brentford will be a much sterner test for.
He likes to dibble dabble a lot.
ディブルダブルは何かに中途半端に手を出す、または真剣に取り組まない様子を指すカジュアルな表現です。小さく穴を開けるという具体的な動作に由来するディブルと、軽く関わる、試すというニュアンスを持つダブルを組み合わせた表現です。時間を無駄にしたり、ふざける意味合いでも使われ、注意を促す表現にも適しています。日常会話ではよく使われますが、フォーマルな場では避けられる傾向があります。
he likes to dibble dabble a lot. He likes to dibble dabble a lot. As long as we sort of hold off from them and
ホールドオフは何かを恐らせる、引き伸ばすという意味を持つ駆動詞で、例えば決定を先延ばしにするや雨が降らなかったという場面で使われます。また攻撃を阻止するや耐えるというニュアンスでも使用され、相手を寄せ付けなかった場面などを表現します。フォーマルな場面ではポストポーンやディレイがより適切な場合もあります。
as long as we sort of hold off from them and as long as we sort of hold off from them and
remember when Benteke couldn't hit a barn door and
cannot hit a barn door は特にサッカーで非常に下手なシュートやゴールを大きく外す状況を表すイディオムです。バーンドア、つまり納屋の扉のような大きな的にすら当てられないという比喩から生まれ、狙いが極めて不正確または非常に下手という状況を強調します。
remember when Benteke couldn't hit a barn door. Remember when Benteke couldn't hit a barn door, and there's a golfing class, a definite golfing class between those things.
ガルフは主に東京湾などの湾を指し、地形的に海が陸地に入り込んだ場所を意味します。比喩的には大きな隔たりや格差として使われることも多く、例えば意見や立場、能力の間の埋めがたい溝を表現します。同義語のギャップやキャズムと比べると、より深刻で広い隔たりを強調するニュアンスがあります。
There's a golfing class, a definite golfing class between those things. There's a golfing class, a definite golfing class between those things.
It just hasn't got it rolling for him like.
Get it rolling for は物事を始動させる、勢いをつけるという意味の表現で、例えばチームのために動き出すというようにプロセスや流れを作り出す状況で使われ、何かを動かすきっかけを作る際に便利な表現です。
It just hasn't got it rolling for him like. It just hasn't got it rolling for him like. And he said like Eze was playing as if like he's doing us a favor.
Do a favor は頼みを聞く、手助けをするという意味で日常会話で頻繁に使われる表現で、例えば Can you do me a favor のように依頼の際に丁寧さを加える役割も果たします。また親切心から手助けをする状況でも使われますが、文脈によっては皮肉的なニュアンスも含むため、使い方に注意が必要です。
And he said like Eze was playing as if like he's doing us a favor. And he said like Eze was playing as if like he's doing us a favor.
いかがでしたか？鎌田大地を大絶賛とまではいかないものの、正当に評価されているのがよくわかりますし、これまでの悪い評価もほとんど払拭してきたように感じます。最近数試合ではプレーすればするほど評価され続けているのがわかりますし、出場時間も比例して多くなり、鎌田に対する期待すら感じるようになってきたと思います。この動画にも入りきれなかった部分もありますので、時間が許す限り、残りの部分も扱いたいと思っています。いずれにしてもまだまだこれからの鎌田への期待の方が大きいので、引き続き鎌田のプレーを楽しみにしたいと思います。本日もご視聴いただきありがとうございました。またすぐにお会いしましょう。